Plans are worthless, but planning is everything. What's your plan to change your financial life for the better? Even if you don't have goals yet, these 5 goals will launch you in the right direction to win with money. What does that mean though? What is winning with money? Well, increasing your net worth counts as winning. Having more money than you did before counts as winning. Paying off debt counts too. It means accomplishing your own personal money goals. Unfortunately for us, just thinking about a goal or watching someone talk about them won't help you do what's needed to make them happen. But strangely, writing down your goals as specifically as possible does help. Studies by smarter people than me have proven that if you actually write down your goals, you are significantly more likely to accomplish them. It's strange. Personally, I like to write them in my phone, in paper notebooks, on a post-it note. I just want them everywhere. But over time, those goals also may change a bit. That's okay. Keep putting them in front of you as reminders. After months of seeing them here and there, they become a part of your life and they don't feel so crazy anymore. They feel like a doable plan. Okay, let's get into these 5 goals. Goal number 1, no recurring credit card debt. This is the most common form of financial self-destruction today. Massive interest rates come from these credit card companies and they crush you financially. The system is designed to get you in debt and keep you there as long as possible because those companies making 20 to 30% interest off of you is getting everyone there filthy rich. An emerging version of this that's probably not quite as bad is not paying off your buy now, pay later debt. And yeah, that counts as debt too. I saw in an article recently how millennials have missed payments and then get hit with fees on these kinds of accounts, and I warned about this in previous videos, so pay off that too. But for now, let's focus on the credit card debt. If you have credit card debt that you aren't paying off every month, this is an emergency. This is a fire. We need to put out that fire by paying off this debt as soon as possible. Do whatever it takes. Cut off all the extra things in your life that are nice to have that are costing you money, but are also causing you to continue to have this debt. This is not okay. Even though this is normal, the definition of normal is whether or not it's like prevalent and average. And even though most people do have credit card debt, you don't want to be normal. You want to be above normal. Of course, we can only cut our expenses so much, even for a worthy cause like paying off credit card debt. So number 2 will help you even more with that. Goal number 2 is getting a high enough income. Now this varies by person and by your goals. And we have to remember here, more isn't always better. A higher income often comes with a bigger time commitment for your life. It also comes with more risk. So that can be really stressful for people. And maybe you don't like that. But with the average income in America today, around $60,000 a year, maybe that's where you want to be. Maybe now you're at 30 and you want to get to 60 because that would be awesome. Or maybe you want to be double the average at 120. Whatever it is, this is the biggest tool you have to go towards your pursuit of winning with money. So work on it. Don't just sit on your laurels and be okay with your income the way it is. And let me know in a comment if you want an entire video dedicated on how to increase your income. But Brendan, why does this count as winning with money and changing your life? Well, it's a great question and I'm glad you asked. It's not for consuming more stuff. If you drive a Toyota Camry today, you won't be suddenly so much more satisfied and happy with life if you go to a Lexus GS. The real goal is to put that income to work for you by paying off debt like in number 1, or saving cash for a big purchase to keep you out of that kind of debt this time around, or to do number 3, which is the most exciting of them all. Goal number 3 is to start investing. This is the most exciting part of managing money or winning with money or doing any kind of money thing. Because up until this point where you start investing, you're merely trading your life on this earth for a paycheck. You then use that paycheck for some stuff and you repeat the cycle. It's a rat race. You never get out of that until you start investing. When you start investing, now you get to be the one on top, benefiting from the compounding power of other people's work. Investing is a money multiplier. And I'm no day trader, and I'm not into forecasting the future of some specific stock based on any particular factor or world event. No, I'm talking about plain Jane, vanilla, index fund, and ETF investing. Granted, you can invest however you like, but I choose to be automatically diversified into super low-cost index funds, which on average beat 92 to 95% of professional investors. And by the numbers, I am beating that many investors. And remember, those are pros. Those aren't just regular people like your Uncle Lou. If I had to guess, these index funds are probably outperforming 99.8% of non-professional investors like Uncle Lou. I don't have those numbers to back that up, but that's my hunch. The next goal is actually tied to this one, and that is automatic contributions of 20% or more of your money to your investing accounts. Yes, this needs to be automatic, and yes, it needs to be 20% or more ideally. I understand that it's really scary whenever you first get started to go, this is risky, this is new, I don't really understand what's going on, how can I send this much of my money there? The problem is we'll always have reasons not to do something, not to take a risk. But if you live without risk, then you are significantly decreasing the odds of you ever winning. Because if you're just saving money, like a lot of my millennial friends are doing. Oh, we're saving for a down payment. We're saving because we don't know how to invest. We're saving because maybe we want to go ahead and travel next year. We're going to quit our jobs and travel around the world, whatever that is. Guys, you are severely, severely limiting your growth. There is no way that money or that wealth will ever grow. And if you don't feel comfortable with investing yet because it just seems confusing, you don't know what's happening to your money, I made a video all about that called What Exactly Happens to Your Money When You Invest It, and that's linked in the description so that you can find it. I'll also link it at the end of this video so you can find it really easy. I'll admit, it is weird at first. That estrangement with your own money can feel very uncomfortable and actually can feel less secure than if you had held on to that money. But you know what feels even less secure than that? Not having enough money to do what you need to do, like buy a new house or like retire someday. And the reason why this needs to be 20% or more of your income is that on average, we're not saving and investing enough money. As Americans, as the richest people in the history of humankind, we do a terrible job saving our money because we spend too much of it. But the reality is that the average person is saving about 5% of their income. There's no way you're going to have enough money to retire or to live the kind of life that you probably want to live if you're saving that little money. So if you want to crush big goals and be a lot more than normal, you have to be saving and investing this kind of money. And that ties into goal number 5, which is to have a fully funded retirement. Now, what that means for you varies greatly depending on your own lifestyle choices. Some people can live off of a bit of investments plus some Social Security income, while other people will need $5 or $10 million to sustain their current lifestyle. Regardless of what that means for you, I want you to have a retirement that isn't characterized by daily money woes. To really knock that out of the park, you've got to have goals like I set up in this video. I realize that it might seem like a lot to go from 0 to 5 goals that are all pretty lofty, but trust me, you can do this because I'm just like you. I went from a broke 20-something with no idea what was going on in the world, let alone with money, let alone with my own future, to now we'll be on track to be millionaires this year. Like I mentioned before, here's a link to that video that describes what exactly happens to your money. The goal in watching this is to see how your money moves. And if you understand that process, I'm convinced that you'll be more likely to actually invest your money because that money is just going to snowball and grow for you over time, and you'll be so glad that you did.